Hello, my very good friends. We're back with another news update so soon after the first. Remember we spoke about a little Phil Brooks guy, character, person this morning? Mm-hmm. Talked about the Fightful report saying that there were no talks or no agreement and various other things. If you want to know the lowdown on those stories, check out this morning's video. Also some interesting news on another controversial figure in the wrestling world. However, Dave Meltzer reporting literally about 5 minutes ago as we're recording this, WWE has turned down CM Punk.
Wow.
What a development this is in the ongoing saga. I'm going to read the exact quote from Wrestling Observer Radio so there's no doubt in anybody's mind as to what was said. Dave Meltzer, here he goes. They turned him down. He wanted to go there and the decision was a no. It can always change, and it was brought up to me, there's no such thing as no forever when it comes to WWE, but it's no for now. That was the decision that was made. It was Vince's decision. Vince, Nick Khan, and Paul Levesque, obviously, they decided the negatives outweighed the positives. So, it's the latest twist in the saga. Dave had reported himself last week that there'd been some kind of talks. Punk wanted to go back to WWE since being fired from AEW with cause in early September. But no deal was done. I think that Dave's report got conflated a little bit, and people were like, that's definitely happening in Survivor Series.
Yeah, they put it all together because Survivor Series in Chicago.
When really what he said in his write-up was Survivor Series would make sense for those reasons. But it seems very much, as we sit here today on the 11th of October 2023, easy for me to say, Survivor Series is still 4 or 5 weeks away, man. Who knows? Maybe there'll be more twists and turns to go. But it sounds very much like WWE have turned him down for now. It's a big development. Last week, it seemed like a near enough a sure thing. Now it's a no thing.
It's really interesting because we spoke about this with the first story this morning. That obviously WWE, if he's not going to be at Survivor Series, need to kind of let people know, because whether intentional or not, there have been a lot of teasers of CM Punk with like Nakamura did the GTS on Raw. There was things said on commentary which could be conflated as quoting CM Punk, and there was promos and what have you from Michael Cole actually randomly quoting a Ring of Honor promo, obviously puppets and CM Punk and all that.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm a little bit devastated by this. You and I have spoken every time we've discussed this about how absolutely chaotic it would be, but it also wouldn't be our problem.
Yes, we would not be in the locker room.
But I can understand this. I can actually understand this for a variety of different reasons. I can understand it from the obvious point of view of things are kind of going great right now for WWE. We've just reported the other day about how morale's improved because that old git's getting moved away from creative and Triple H is kind of in charge of all that. So you don't really want to put a character, regardless of how important you or beneficial you think he could be, into that mix and potentially rock the boat, let's say.
Yeah.
And also, there's the other side of this is WWE, and think of how many years it's been since you could actually say this. I mean, it's improved in recent years, but certainly a while back, if you'd have said it's October and they don't want to do this because it'd wreck their WrestleMania plans. But there is a process where you're like, well, if you brought CM Punk back, even if it's just for the huge shock of, oh my God, it's CM Punk back in the Fed in Chicago at Survivor Series. I mean, you said he wouldn't make it to WrestleMania, but what would the plan be for WrestleMania? Because the main event's out. And well, I mean, suppose you could do the other night's main event, but he ain't fighting Roman.
No.
Like, the Cody match, and maybe this is just me willing it into existence, the Cody versus Roman match was almost set in stone as WrestleMania 39 finished by most accounts of like, oh, we've got a plan for this, let it play out, blah, 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 blah. And CM Punk is a huge star, but not only would it, like I say, destroy morale if you suddenly went, actually, bollocks to you, Cody. We got this guy coming in and we're going to do the classic, like, megastar comes in and takes the spot from the guy who's in here working grinding week after week. It also wouldn't be a great sign to people who they're trying to advertise, come here from AEW. Like, come here and we'll almost give you a world title.
Yeah, this is it.
No, I didn't get it either.
Even your watch is trying to comprehend this situation. Yeah, it's a tough equation to put together. If he'd come back, he'd want a big role, obviously.
Absolutely.
And it's like, It's not like you can just go, hey, CM Punk, and all due respect to like Austin Theory or someone, but that wouldn't work.
No.
At WrestleMania, it would have to be a big spotlight, so you're right.
Stone Cold.
Well, yeah, who the heck knows?
They've teased it.
Yeah, they certainly
A
have.
while ago, but they teased it.
They certainly have. But I do think that WWE are right to put this story out there, assuming this has come from WWE sources, right? Like the stuff that Sean Ross Sapp reported about how them not wanting to set unrealistic expectations for Survivor Series. If they wanted to like falsely increase interest in that show, they would just let it marinate, and they wouldn't tease it. They would just let the rumor exist. They don't want to do that. They don't want people to tune in and go, where was CM Punk?
Yeah.
Even though they never directly or indirectly said he was going to be there, because the way just public consumption of things works today is even the slightest whiff of something is taken by groups of people as a guarantee. And then that becomes the whole thing.
And especially because they'd had it previously with the Punk AEW side.
Yeah, exactly. So there you go. It's a smart move by them to rule it out. And you know what? I'm actually not that surprised by this. I think that they're right. I think that if Paul Levesque and Nick Khan looked at their happy locker room by all accounts, of people who enjoy going to work and have no problems. Well, there probably are problems that we just don't hear of because that's wrestling. And they look at CM Punk's recent history.
Yeah.
Why the heck would they want him in there?
Business is better than it's ever been.
Yeah, like, and it's like, to that point, they don't need him. Like, it would make money. It would be business.
Yeah.
People would watch the TV shows, but ratings are good. Ticket sales are through the roof.
Oh.
They're making more profit than that. They don't need CM Punk. Do I, as a fan of Phil Brooks' work, want to see him on TV? Yes, absolutely. I want to see one of my favorite wrestlers of all time continue his career. However, I am absolutely not surprised by this decision.
Here's the thing, right? Do you think, and this is complete speculation on my, potentially our behalf, do you think WWE have gone, right, like I say, we don't need him right now. It'd be nice to have him at Survivor Series in Chicago, but it'd just potentially ruin the locker room morale. We don't know what we're going to do with him going forward. It would just be for the sake of getting him out there, and I'm sure they could book a huge match with someone at WrestleMania, but it wouldn't be for the world title. It probably wouldn't be the main event.
Scotty Goldman.
Exactly. And I don't think saying, you're going to win the World Heavyweight Championship would be the sufficient consolation prize. I mean, Cody's just gone, I'm winning that belt. So that's exactly probably how CM Punk would receive it. But do you also think that potentially WWE have gone, well, he's not going anywhere else?
Yeah.
Like, he's enjoying doing his bare knuckle stuff. He's got loads of money. He's not desperate for work. I sincerely doubt he will ever go back to AEW. That bridge has been burned.
Yeah.
So do you think they're saying, well, like let's say no for now, but not no forever. Like in 6 months' time or after WrestleMania when Roman goes away, and they go like, all right, this, maybe we need something to spice up this next Cody run as world champion. Do they do it then? Do they say have they said, you know what, not now, but what about WrestleMania 41? Because you'd think long term now, the package that they would want to tempt CM Punk with, and by reports he seems to want to go there, but nevertheless, them offering him come back and we'll finally give you that WrestleMania main event would make a lot of sense. If they said to him, well, there's no point to us doing anything right now, but how about you versus Cody, world title, WrestleMania 41? So let's meet up again in a year's time, for example. They're going to do more shows in Chicago between now and WrestleMania 41. Pure speculation on my behalf. What do you reckon?
Very slim, I think. Very, very slim. One, I don't think CM Punk at this stage in his career necessarily gives a hoot about headlining WrestleMania. I know that was a bugbear before, but it just doesn't strike me as something he would really see as like a carrot dangled in front of him. I think it's more likely that they've just gone, we can't have this guy in the locker room. And look, I like Punk. I'm not a hater or I'm not an elite stan or whatever. Actually, I like CM Punk a little bit more than the elite, so please don't tar me with that brush. But look, the guy literally, within like a couple of weeks back on the show, was banning people from the Collision locker room and telling the head of talent relations that he couldn't be there. He was getting into fights with people over glass, and he was right about the glass thing, by the way. And then Wembley, 3 months after coming back, he's involved in some kind of fracas with a guy before his match. We don't know who was right. We don't know who was wrong. We weren't in the room. We've heard accounts from these people, and there's nothing that meets in the middle to any of them. So I think the likeliest explanation is they've just gone, No. He's going to ruin something.
Yeah.
It's not completely out with the question that they might revisit it later, but I would think they would want him to prove in another company that he can actually coexist with people.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's like, where does he go? New Japan, third biggest promotion in the world. AEW's partners, would they want to risk that relationship by bringing him in? Impact. With all due respect to Impact, I think it's a good product. I don't think they could afford CM Punk. What's after that? Well, CMLL or AAA in Mexico. They are big companies, bigger than Impact, but they are so far removed from the average, like, North American or European wrestling fan sphere that does that have the level of publicity that he's looking for. CM Punk and CMLL would be hilarious. I'd love that. It'd be really funny. It's not going to happen. He's in hell or a hard place. But we're going to wrap this one up because it's a hell of a day. We want to know what you think down in the comment section below. Drop that comment, click this video, and bye.
Bye.